ADW Hatred Slam 23rd show of 2022 by Colton Dennis. Hello everyone and welcome to another great night of wrestling. I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. Because I know we did, said announcer number 1. Oh, I did. Especially coming off of such a great pay-per-view for Blood Rumble, said announcer number 2. That's right. And tonight we determine the new number 1 contenders for each championship on Hatred Slam, said announcer number 1. I can't wait. Who knows who'll be the new number 1 contenders, said announcer number 2. Well, let's head to the ring for our first match then, said announcer number 1. Sounds great, said announcer number 2. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is a fatal 4-way elimination match, and is a number 1 contenders match for the XX Championship. Introducing the challengers, Lights, Riot, Onyxis and Mystrial, said announcer number 3. Bell dings. Mystrial kicks Lights' stomach then continuously punches her. Lights continuously groaning. Onyxis punches Riot. Riot groans then walks away. Onyxis grabs Riot's head, then bounces it off the top turnbuckle. Riot groans. Onyxis chops Riot's chest. Riot gasps. Mystrial whips Lights into the opposite corner, then runs at her. Lights elbows Mystrial. Mystrial walks away. Lights jumps onto the second rope. Mystrial turns around. Lights jumps off of the second rope, then goes for a crossbody onto Mystrial. Mystrial ducks. Lights lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Oh man, Lights landed onto the mat hard, said announcer number 1. That's gonna hurt in the morning, said announcer number 2. Onyxis whips Riot into the opposite corner. Riot groans. Onyxis runs at Riot. Riot moves. Onyxis goes into the ring post, then groans. Nice ring awareness by Riot. Moving at the last minute, said announcer number 1. But that post could dislocate your shoulder though, said announcer number 2. Onyxis gets out of the corner. Riot runs then does a corner clothesline onto Onyxis. Onyxis groans then stands up. Riot kicks Onyxis's stomach. Onyxis groans then bends over. Riot runs, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up then goes for a Famouser. Onyxis moves. Riot turns around. Onyxis lifts Riot onto her shoulders. Riot is squirming. Then lands onto her feet behind Onyxis. If Onyxis turns around, Riot kicks Onyxis's stomach, jumps up then does a Famouser onto her. Onyxis groans. The Famouser connects. Onyxis could be eliminated right here, said announcer number 1. Riot covers Onyxis. 1, 2. Onyxis kicks out. 2, said referee number 1. Oh, that was close, said announcer number 2. Onyxis rolls outside of the ring. Mystrial hits Riot's back. Riot groans. Mystrial tries locking in a Cobra clutch onto Riot. Riot is struggling. Lights appears on the top rope, jumps off of it, then dropkicks both Mystrial and Riot. What a dropkick by Lights, said announcer number 1. Lights stands up, continuously clotheslines both Mystrial and Riot. Kicks Mystrial's stomach, then whips her into the corner. Mystrial groans. Riot turns Lights. Lights kicks Riot's stomach, then whips her into Mystrial. Both Mystrial and Riot groan. Lights runs at both Lights and Mystrial, then does a corner splash onto them. Both Mystrial and Riot fall onto the mat. Lights has definitely taken over this match, said announcer number 2. Lights is waving at Mystrial. Mystrial slowly stands up. Lights tries locking in a full Nelson onto Mystrial. Mystrial is struggling. Mystrial is trying to block the full Nelson slam, said announce number 1. Onyxis slides into the ring, stands up, raises a steel chair then swings it. The steel chair hits Lights' back. Lights groans then lets go of Mystrial. What are you doing? This ain't a no disqualification match. Onyxis is gone, said referee number 1. Onyxis has been disqualified, said announcer number 3. Onyxis is yelling at referee number 1. Mystrial hits Onyxis. Onyxis goes through the middle ropes then lands onto the floor. Well, Onyxis just eliminated herself, said announce number 2. What was she thinking? This ain't no disqualification. Now we are down to 3, said announcer number 1. Mystrial turns around, sees Riot standing up then locks in a Cobra Clutch. The Cobra Clutch is locked in. I think Riot's gonna be eliminated next, said announcer number 2. Riot is waving her right arm. Hold on Riot, said announcer number 1. Riot continues waving her right arm then runs towards the ropes. Both Mystrial and Riot go through the middle rope then land onto the floor. Oh, what a tumble, said announcer number 2. Both Mystrial and Riot are slowly standing up outside of the ring. Lights looks at both Lights and Mystrial, runs, bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, jumps over the top rope. Then lands onto both Mystrial and Riot. Oh, now that was impressive. Lights knows how to fly, said announcer number 1. Lights slowly stands up. Onyxis grabs Lights from behind then throws her into the steel stairs. Lights groans. Hey, she's supposed to be eliminated. What is she still doing out here? Asked announcer number 2. Onyxis clotheslines Mystrial. Mystrial groans. Onyxis looks at Riot then lifts her onto her shoulders. Riot is squirming, lands onto her feet behind Onyxis then pushes her into the announce table. Onyxis groans. Oh, that had to hurt Onyxis, said announcer number 1. Riot grabs a steel chair then swings it. Onyxis turns around then quickly ducks. The steel chair hits Mystrial's head. Hey, what are you doing? She's disqualified too, said referee number 1. Riot has been disqualified, said announcer number 3. Riot drops the steel chair. Onyxis hits Riot's back. Both Onyxis and Riot are punching each other. People are running down the ramp then are trying to break both Onyxis and Riot apart. Come on, you bitch, said Riot. Man, those two want to rip each other apart, said announcer number 2. We're down to 2, said announcer number 1. Both Lights and Mystrial are slowly standing up. Lights kicks Mystrial's stomach then throws her into the ring. Mystrial stops rolling then appears in the middle of the ring. Lights climbs onto the ledge of the rim then goes up the turnbuckle. Lights might do it here, said announcer number 2. Lights gets to the top turn buckle, jumps off of it, does an elbow drop onto Mystrial then covers her. There's no referee. They're still dealing with both Onyxis and Riot, said announce number 1. Lights stands up then walks towards the ropes. Hey, said Lights. Onyxia rolls out from underneath the ring. Wait, is that Onyxia? What is she doing? Asked announcer number 2. Onyxia picks up the steel chair then slides it into the ring. Mystrial looks at the steel chair then grabs it. Lights continues yelling. Mystrial stands up. Lights turns around. Mystrial swings the steel chair. The steel chair hits Lights' head. Lights falls onto the mat then groans. Mystrial throws the steel chair outside of the ring, rolls Lights onto her stomach then locks in a Cobra Clutch. Onyxia pats referee number 1 then points. Referee Number 1 looks inside of the ring, runs, then slides into it. No, not this way, said announcer number 1. Lights. Is waving her right arm, then taps out. Ring the bell, said referee number 1. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Mistrial, said announcer number 3. Oh my god, Mistrial is number 1 contender for the XX Championship, said announcer number 2. And Lights was screwed by who she thought was a friend. Damn you. Onyxia, said announcer number 1. I still can't believe that, said announcer number 2. Me either. Well folks, we now move to our next number 1 contenders match for the Transcontinental Championship, said announcer number 1. Beldings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is a fatal 4-way elimination match. And is a number 1 contenders match for the Transcontinental Championship. Introducing the challengers, the Pursuer, Price, the Hallowed and Snake, said announce number 3. Beldings. And Quat. Hey, and Quat. And Quat. Hey, and Quat. You 3 listen to me. I got screwed the last time. So don't think you could pull off your little move out of nowhere. Because I'm on high alert. Do you hear me? None of you are gonna eliminate me. So, don't get your hopes up. After I elim, said Snake being punched, then turns around. Price does a jumping leg lariat onto Snake. Snake groans, then slowly stands up. The Pursuer kicks Snake's stomach, then does an impaler DDT onto him. Snake groans. The Hallowed goes through the middle rope, climbs up the turnbuckle, looks down at Snake, jumps off of it, then does a body splash onto him. Snake groans. The Pursuer quickly covers Snake. 1, 2, 3. He's eliminated, said referee number 2. Snake has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. Wow, just like last week. Snake just got quickly eliminated, said announcer number 2. I can't believe it. Usually he's a good fighter. Well, now we're down to 3, said announcer number 1. All 3 are looking at each other. Price rolls outside of the ring. The Pursuer looks at Price, then starts to go through the middle rope. The Hallowed hits the Pursuer's back. The Pursuer groans, bounces off of the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. Hallowed just attacked Pursuer from behind, said announce number 2. The Hallowed goes through the middle rope, grabs the Pursuer, then throws him into the barricade. The Pursuer groans. Hallowed is very vicious tonight, said announcer number 1. The Hallowed continuously kicking the Pursuer. The Pursuer continuously groaning. Price hits the Hallowed's back. The Hallowed groans, then turns towards Price. Price's eyes wide, then he runs. The Hallowed chases Price. Nice work, Price, said announcer number 2. Both Price and the Hallowed slide into the ring. Price continuously kicks the Hallowed. The Hallowed continuously groaning. Hallowed fell into Price's trap, said announcer number 1. Price is hitting the Hallowed's back. The Hallowed is groaning. Price bounces the Hallowed off of the ropes, then bends over. The Hallowed kicks Price's chest. Price groans, then stands up. The Hallowed goes to clothesline Price. Price ducks. The Hallowed turns around. Price kicks the Hallowed's left knee. The Hallowed lands onto his knees. Price does an on-snap DDT onto the Hallowed. Hallowed's down, said announcer number 2. Price covers the Hallowed. 1, 2. The Hallowed kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Price stands up. The Pursuer is slowly climbing up onto the ledge of the ring. Price runs, then hits the Pursuer. The Pursuer goes into the barricade, then groans. Oh, Pursuer tried getting back into the ring. But Price stopped him, said announcer number 1. Price turns around. The hallowed clotheslines Price hard. Price groans. What a clothesline that was, said announcer number 2. Hallowed now has the momentum, said announcer number 1. The hallowed picks Price up, then whips him into the corner. Price groans. The hallowed runs at Price. Price lifts his knees up. The hallowed runs into Price's knees, groans, then staggers backwards. Price jumps onto the second rope, leaps off of it, then drop kicks the hallowed. The hallowed falls onto the mat. Price got the momentum back, said announcer number 2. The hallowed appears in the bottom corner. Price bounces off of the ropes, runs, then boots the hallowed. The hallowed groans. Price pulls the hallowed's right leg, then covers him. 1, 2. The hallowed kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Price looks at referee number 2, then holds up 3 fingers. Referee number 2 raises 2 fingers. Price sighs, stands up, then walks towards the corner. Get up, said Price. I think Price wants to end this, said announcer number 1. The hallowed slowly stands up, then turns around. Price runs at the hallowed, then goes for a jumping leg lariat onto him. The hallowed lifts Price over his head. Price lands onto the mat, then groans. Oh, that had to hurt Price, said announcer number 2. Price slowly stands up. The hallowed kicks Price's stomach, lifts him onto his shoulders, then does a Samoan drop onto him. Price groans. Well, hallowed has the momentum again, said announcer number 1. The hallowed goes through the middle rope, then slowly climbs up the turnbuckle. I think we know what's coming next, said announcer number 2. The hallowed gets to the top turnbuckle. The pursuer quickly slides into the ring, then punches the hallowed. We forgot about pursuer, said announcer number 1. The pursuer continuously punches the hallowed. The hallowed continuously groaning. The pursuer climbs onto the second rope, then sets the hallowed up for a DDT. No way, not a DDT from the top rope, said announcer number 2. The pursuer does in impaler DDT off the top rope. The hallowed groans. Pursuer did it, but could he get the cover? Asked announcer number 1. The pursuer is crawling, then puts his left arm onto the hallowed. 1, 2, 3. He's eliminated, said referee number 2. The hallowed has been eliminated, said announcer number 3. Now, we're down to 2, said announcer number 2. Either Pursuer or Price will face Smite for their Transcontinental Championship, said announcer number 1. Could you imagine if it's Price losing to the man who won the title off of? Asked announcer number 2. We'd never hear the end of it, said announcer number 1. Both Price and the Pursuer are standing up. Price punches the Pursuer. The Pursuer groans, then punches Price. Price groans, then punches the Pursuer. The Pursuer staggers, then punches Price. Price knees the Pursuer's stomach. The Pursuer groans. Price runs, bounces off of the ropes, then goes for a knee lift onto the Pursuer. The Pursuer moves. Price turns around. The Pursuer clotheslines Price over the top rope. Price lands onto the floor. Price is now outside of the ring, said announcer number 2. I really hope Pursuer wins. I don't want to hear Price, said announcer number 1. The Pursuer goes through the middle rope, then approaches Price. Price does a drop toe hold onto the Pursuer. The Pursuer goes into the steel stairs, then falls onto the floor. Oh man, right into the steel stairs, said announcer number 2. That's how sneaky Price is, said announcer number 1. Price stands up. grabs the pursuer, then throws him into the ring. The pursuer stops rolling. Price climbs onto the ledge of the ring, then starts going through the middle ropes. The pursuer quickly stands up, then kicks Price's chest. Price groans, then hangs onto the middle rope. "Oh, did you see that kick by pursuer?" asked announcer number 2. "I did indeed," said announcer number 1. The pursuer bounces off of the ropes on the side of the ring, then does a knee lift onto Price. Price groans. The pursuer sets Price up for a DDT, then pulls Price onto the middle rope. Here comes the hanging DDT. "If pursuer nails this, it's definitely over," said announcer number 2. Price is squirming, stands inside of the ring, then lifts the pursuer up. The pursuer gets hung onto the top rope, then groans. "Oh, what a counter by Price," said announcer number 1. The pursuer is crawling towards the corner, then sits in the bottom of it. Price bounces off of the ropes, runs, then boots the pursuer. The pursuer groans. Price pulls the pursuer's right leg, then covers him. 1, 2. The pursuer kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. And quat? What? And quat? And quat? What? And quat? No way. Damn it, said Price, standing up. Said Price. Price is angry now, said announcer number 2. Price walks toward the corner, then waves at the pursuer. Get up, said Price. The pursuer slowly stands up, then turns around. Price runs at the pursuer, then goes for a jumping leg lariat onto him. The pursuer lifts Price over his head. Price lands onto his feet, then turns around. The pursuer kicks Price's stomach, then does an impaler DDT onto him. And quat, half NDS and quat, connects. Now pursuer will face smite, said announce number 1. Price is rolling, then stops. The pursuer hooks Price's left leg. 1, 2. Price puts his right leg onto the bottom rope. His foot's on the bottom rope. Pursuer, said referee number 2. Oh, pursuer almost had it won. If Price never put his leg onto the rope, he'd be facing smite. So close, said announcer number 2. The pursuer stands up, grabs Price, then picks him up. Price rolls the pursuer up. 1, 2. The pursuer kicks out. 2, said referee number 2. Both Price and the pursuer stand up. Price is standing in the corner. The pursuer runs at Price. Price lifts his knees up. The pursuer runs into Price's knees, groans, then walks backwards. Price jumps onto the second rope. The pursuer runs at Price. Price jumps over the pursuer, lands onto his feet, rolls onto the mat, then stands up. The pursuer goes face first into the corner hard, groans, then turns around. Price runs at the pursuer, then does a jumping leg lariat onto the pursuer. And quat. Pay the price and quat, connects, said announce number 1. Price hooks both of the pursuer's legs. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said referee number 2. Bell dings. Here's your winner. Price, said announce number 3. Price is cheering. Referee number 2 raises Price's right arm. Well, you didn't get pursuer versus smite. We have a rematch going on, said announcer number 1. I see that. Well, congratulations to Price. Even if I don't like him, how he won was pretty smart, said announcer number 1. It was jumping over pursuer, then connecting with his finisher, said announce number 2. Well, folks, we made it to our main event, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for 1 fall. Is a number 1 contenders match for the Global Championship. Introducing the challengers. First, Suave. And his opponent, the gambler, said announce number 3. Bell dings. Here we go with our main event. Suave versus the gambler, said announce number 2. Both Suave and the gambler lock up. Suave puts a headlock onto the gambler. The gambler groans, then elbows Suave's stomach. Suave groans. The gambler elbows Suave's stomach again. Suave groans, then tightens the headlock. The gambler groans, then bounces Suave off the ropes. Suave bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring. Gets shoulder blocked, then falls onto the mat. The gambler bounces off of the ropes on the side of the ring, then jumps over Suave. Suave quickly stands up, then drop kicks the gambler. The gambler goes through the middle ropes, then lands onto the floor. Suave is in control, said announcer number 1. The gambler is walking around the ring. Suave bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then does a suicide dive onto the gambler. The gambler goes into the announce table, then groans. Gambler just went into the announce table, said announce number 2. Suave takes as many risks as he wants to, said announcer number 1. Suave picks the gambler up, then bounces his head off of the announce table. The gambler groans. Hey, get in here, Suave, said referee number 3. Suave grabs the gambler, then throws him into the ring. The gambler rolls, then stops. Suave climbs onto the ledge of the ring, sees the gambler in the middle of the ring, jumps up, then springboards himself. The gambler moves. Suave lands onto his feet, then turns around. The gambler uppercuts Suave. Suave falls onto the mat, then groans. Did you see that uppercut? Asked announcer number 2. I did, said announcer number 1. The gambler continuously kicks Suave. Suave continuously groaning. The gambler rolls Suave onto his back, then does an elbow drop onto him. Suave groans. The gambler covers Suave. 1, 2. Suave kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. The gambler stands up, picks Suave up, then bounces his head off the top turnbuckle. Suave groans. Gambler has really taken over this match, said announcer number 2. Didn't expect Suave to make that kind of mistake, said announcer number 1. The gambler chops Suave's chest. Suave groans. The gambler chops Suave's chest again. Suave is groaning. The gambler whips Suave hard into the opposite corner. Suave hits the opposite corner, groans, then falls onto the mat. That definitely looked like it hurt, said announcer number 2. The gambler stands up, grabs Suave, then knees his back. Suave groans. The gambler wraps his hands around Suave's face, then pulls his head back. Suave is groaning. What a submission move by gambler, said announcer number 1. Suave reaches for the ropes. The gambler tightens the submission. Suave continues groaning. What does Suave need to do? Asked announcer number 2. Get all of his strength out of this submission, said announcer number 1. Suave is slowly moving. The gambler locks in a headlock onto Suave. Suave slowly standing up, then elbows the gambler's stomach. The gambler groans. Suave elbows the gambler's stomach again. The gambler groans again. Suave goes to run. The gambler pulls onto Suave's hair. Suave lands onto the mat, then groans. Hey, watch the hair, said referee number 3. The gambler looks at referee number 3, then bends down to pick up Suave. Suave, slowly standing, wraps his hands around the gambler's head, then does a jawbreaker onto him. The gambler groans, then holds his jaw. That's what Suave needed, said announcer number 2. The gambler turns around, then goes to clothesline Suave. Suave ducks, runs, then bounces off of the ropes. The gambler lifts Suave up his left shoulder. Suave punches the gambler's chest, then lands onto his behind him. The gambler turns around, then runs at Suave. Suave pulls down the top rope. The gambler goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Nice work by Suave, said announcer number 2. The gambler stands up outside of the ring, then grabs the middle rope. Suave stands up, runs, bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then does a baseball slide onto the gambler. The gambler falls onto the floor. Suave is getting the momentum back, said announcer number 1. Suave is standing up on the ledge of the ring. The gambler stands up, then turns around. Suave jumps off of the ledge of the ring, then does a crossbody onto the gambler. What a crossbody, said announcer number 2. Suave needs to get him back into the ring, said announcer number 1. Suave stands up, grabs the gambler, picks him up, then throws him into the ring. The gambler is rolling, then stops. Suave climbs onto the ledge of the ring, jumps up, then does a springboard body splash onto the gambler. Suave got the win, said announcer number 2. Suave covers the gambler. 1, 2. The gambler kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Suave was that close, said announcer number 1. Suave stands up, picks the gambler up, then whips him into the corner. The gambler groans. Suave runs at the gambler. The gambler lifts Suave over the top rope. Suave lands onto the ledge of the ring. The gambler turns around, then goes to punch Suave. Suave blocks, then punches the gambler. The gambler groans, then staggers backwards. Suave jumps up, then goes for a springboard crossbody onto the gambler. The gambler catches Suave in his arms. Look at the strength of gambler, said announcer number 2. The gambler lifts Suave, then does a sit-out slam onto him. 1, 2. Suave kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. The gambler almost had it there, said announcer number 1. The gambler stands up, picks Suave up, then sets up for a pump-handle slam. A pump-handle slam is coming up, said announcer number 2. The gambler lifts Suave. Suave lands onto his behind the gambler, wraps his arms around his waist, then runs towards the ropes. The gambler holds onto the ropes. Suave rolls backwards onto the mat, then stands up. The gambler goes to clothesline Suave. Suave ducks, runs, jumps onto the middle rope, then does a springboard crossbody onto the gambler. 1, 2. The gambler kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Suave almost had it again, said announcer number 1. Both Suave and the gambler stand up. Suave goes to punch the gambler. The gambler ducks. Suave bounces off of the ropes. The gambler lifts Suave, then does a sit-out spinebuster onto him. Oh, will gambler be facing pincher? Asked announcer number 2. 1, 2. Suave kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. Suave kicks out this time, said announcer number 1. Both the gambler and Suave stand up. Suave goes to kick the gambler. The gambler catches Suave's right leg, then smiles. Suave smiles, then does an enziguri onto the gambler. The gambler falls onto the mat, then groans. Suave stands up, goes through the middle rope, then points at the gambler. The crowd is cheering. Suave jumps up, then goes for a springboard body splash onto the gambler. The gambler moves. Suave lands face first onto the mat, then groans. Oh, right onto the mat, said announcer number 2. The gambler quickly stands up, sets Suave up, then does a pumfandle slam onto him. The pumfandle slam connects. Will Gambler be facing Pincher? Asked announcer number 1. The gambler covers Suave. 1, 2. Suave kicks out. 2, said referee number 3. The gambler sighs. Gambler's finding out how tough Suave really is, said announce number 2. The gambler stands up, picks Suave up, then lifts him onto his right shoulder. Suave is squirming, lands onto his feet behind the gambler, then goes into the corner. The gambler turns around, then runs at Suave. Suave moves. The gambler goes face first into the corner hard, then falls onto the mat. Oh, that had to hurt, said announcer number 1. Suave goes through the middle rope, looks at the gambler, then jumps up onto the top rope. The gambler runs, then pushes Suave off the top rope. Suave falls off the top rope, then lands into the barricade. Oh man, Suave just landed awkwardly, said announcer number 2. I hope he's all right, said announcer number 1. Suave is groaning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suave is slowly moving, stands up, then collapses onto the floor. 9, 10. Ring the bell, said referee number 3. Bell dings. Here's your winner, the gambler, said announce number 3. Well, Gambler will be facing Pincher for the Global Championship, said announce number 2. Congratulations to Gambler. But Suave is still laying on the floor. He must have really hurt himself, said announcer number 1. He fell directly into the barricade. That's a long fall from the top rope, said announcer number 2. Indeed it is. Let's just hope Suave is all right, said announcer number 1. Definitely, said announcer number 2. Well, folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2 waving. Suave is being helped up the ramp. The end.